Well, good weekend, all. I'm Epstein, and here we are with your weekend edition of your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up. And this is where we cover the weekly charts, not the daily. And it is Friday, the 31st of May. And by now, you know, the stock market had a heck of a rally in the last hour of trading. I wasn't looking at the market. I came back in. I had left at about 1:30 and just didn't want to pay attention, went outside, enjoyed the beautiful day. It was near 80 degrees in the city, beautiful. And come back in to now get ready to do these and set up my charts and all and go, what the heck happened? 600-point rally in the Dow, one of the strongest days of the year. And that's not how everything started out. You know that. Why? Because the PCE number, as I said, had something for everybody. For those of you that get my full research, I explained that in detail in my commentary. I said, which school of thought are you in? Are you in the school of thought that the consumer spent out, and that's why consumer spending dropped rather dramatically from the estimate? Or are you in the school of thought that, yes, inflation is not as hot as it was, but it's still going up? What do I mean by that? Just because you're at a 0.2 instead of a 0.3, a positive, that's just a rate of inflation going up less than it had, but it's still climbing. Year over year, it actually is going a little higher. So there was something for everybody in this report. I could see all the arguments, and my work said, don't get involved, and that's where I've got my clients on that, all right? They have some positions, don't get me wrong, and, you know, even copper. They ended up buying COPX yesterday, and I thought today for sure we'd be out on the close. Didn't happen. I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad, but closed up, and you have a gain. That's all I care about. All right. So let's take a look at what we've got here. I had one of you write, in fact, a number of you wrote me and gave me some different ideas. Some write me direct, other people write onto the YouTube channel. And because you do that and I choose it, if I choose yours, if you both have something, I'll be the final decision maker as to who I give something to. I'm going to reach out to you, ask you to send me privately your email and so on. If you did this, you know who it is. You can just go look and see. And from there, I'm going to give you something, okay? And it'll probably be a subscription of sorts to maybe the ETF or something there. Okay, maybe the course. We'll talk. But if I use it each week, whoever's I use, I'm going to give something away, all right? Help me, I'll help you. All right. So we have the sideways action here. You can see that. Now, PDBC is the Invesco actively managed exchange-traded commodity fund. So they can be in oil, they can be in grains, whatever. Well, right now, commodities have been under some selling pressure. So you had the rally, and you can see how the market has consolidated that. You see that crystal clear on the weekly chart right here. As we put the swing lines on, you can see that you've got higher lows and higher highs. And for those of you that, and many of you did, I want to thank everybody. It was a huge success, our 40% off sale. And it ends tonight, they told me, at midnight. I didn't know what time today it's ending, and that's Friday the 31st, Central Time at midnight. It'll be off the website. If you go to irapstein.com, you can still take advantage, look at courses, look at research. But it's right here. If you take out and come under 1383, you break the uptrend. You haven't done that yet. And that from here, it's only 20 some odd cents away. We'll see what happens. The resistance in the market, well, one of them could be the 100-week average or the 200, but it's most likely the Bollinger Bands. And once you got up, you hit it here. You never revisited that area, which is so typical. And momentum-wise, you're overbought. So I just wouldn't be surprised that the market wants to drift down to 1383. But I don't see anything that gets the chart bearish. You probably end up with higher highs, lower lows. When I look at HIMS, we'll finish up with HIMS because this was one of my picks last week that I thought that could do well. You got up to the Bollinger Band. I'm thrilled. And I told you, there's this craving for these weight loss drugs, and they're going to have this compound that you can take. I am not endorsing it or not endorsing it. I'm just looking at a chart. I know their product. I think they'll be swamped with business. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Most people can't afford $1,000 a month forever. to stay on that drug. A lot of people can afford what they're coming out with their drugs at. Does it work will be the big question. KRE, higher low, higher high, and you can see narrowed in. From here, events happen. Be careful. Now, the reason I don't like regional banks, and you know this, is because higher for longer interest rates is the death of commercial real estate that's in trouble. And all you need to do is start marching up these rates again, and as these debts keep rolling in, and they do, they're rolling in big ways. The banks are very reluctant unless the person that has the commercial real estate is going to put in more capital so that their exposure isn't big, and most of them don't do that. In fact, most commercial real estate doesn't come back to the guy that bought it. It goes into a corporation and he can walk away. That can happen in many cases. I'm just not in love with that. In MCHI, the Chinese, well, correction. Now, we saw that their factory gate numbers were down, and the week we see that we're down 2.5%. As we got this rally, I mentioned to you, go to the tapes, you'll see I said, I would never tell my clients to do anything but get out when you hit a Bollinger Band and a 100-day average. You were embedded. And I said, you don't buy over Bollinger Bands, and you're getting the correction. However, I think China's turning the corner. I know I've read the data and so on. I think they're turning the corner. I think people are misjudging how much money they're going to throw to turn the economy around. And I'm looking for opportunities in that, but it's overbought. In the industrial sector, you came down, you challenged the main support. Now, you don't have a buy signal here. You have a market that is overbought. It's got to correct that. I don't care what it does. I think it's going to get caught in the Bollinger Band. See the black lines? I think you're going to spin around in there for a little bit now. XLE, higher high, lower low. By the way, this takes me to, we'll be shortly in the stock indices. We want to talk about those. In the dollar, right here, you can see what the market is doing. It's fighting a major battle. Right at the 100-day average, the trend is down on the swing line. The bias is up. You're overbought. And I'm telling you, traders don't know what they want to do with it. We then get to GLD. All right. Overbought market. No, you've had the run up. Do you remember we were talking? I did a special report on gold a while back, and I was bullish, and it was the right place. But we're in a pullback mode. I don't think we're through on the upside by a long shot, but a pullback mode. This is not where I see the market ready to do anything. And the same in silver. Eli Lilly. All right, up and away you go here. Look at that, right to the top. What would I tell you to do when you hit a Bollinger Band for the first time and you're overbought? In unison. Yes, the pros should be taking some money off the table. Dell, something new. So Dell had a great week, down 12.87%. I looked at everything on their numbers. They look great, but this is a funny market. In this market, if you don't give because of the valuations, exactly what you've got to give, and give the idea that forward you're going strong, you get punished. Salesforce, punished. Dell, punished, all right? And so you got a trading top in place. There could be more correction here into the 18-week average of closes. Wouldn't surprise me. So you put this all together with Google, and Google's still in an uptrend with an embedded reading on pullbacks. It's still a buy, in my opinion. Meta, fighting a battle for direction right at the 18-day average. Trend down, bias down. Momentum is still down. Big support, though, at 441.54. I don't know that you can get that low in it. So let's come over and see if I can get you where I wanted you to be, and I'm not sure that I can. These are different. There we are. That's where I wanted to be. What we have to watch in SPY, QQQ, and IWM is, does the market make new highs? That will put to bed the guys that are the sell may go away. If the rally today fades and you don't do that and you start down again, no, those guys will come out in force and they're going to say, no, you're probably not going anywhere. Now, frankly, if you did your homework between Labor Day, Memorial Day, it's very interesting what you have in there, because most of the time the market does drift sideways, but overall small gains. So you got to look at what seasonality is and how that all plays itself out. One of the things that I love to do is give you information for you to work with. And we have our guide to technical indicators for free, volumes 1 and 2, price charts. What kind? Do you want bar charts, area charts? Do you want candlestick? It's explained with detail, explaining the thinking behind them, why traders use different ones, where they go with those. Then chart patterns. Who doesn't look at a chart pattern? A lot of people don't know how. So we give you that, and if you take our futures trading kit, I give you about 15 of the most popular patterns and what they look like and how they try to typically resolve themselves. There's no magic to it. It's just what it does. Trend lines. My swing line study, by the way, is a trend line. It's a different way to look at it, but it's there. You know I use moving averages. You know I'm using slow stochastic, but there's RSI, MACD. Then there's market sentiment. Who's bullish, who's bearish. There's studies that do that. There's the commitment of traders report. There's so many different ways to look at it. And of course, all the cycle traders are in this. And price-time relationships. Our Rune indicator, the course on it for free for you in our free area, free offer area. So all you have to do to get all this and get ideas on it, go to our website at iraepstein.com, free offers, or move your cursor if you're on a PC to the top here. You'll see an icon. Give it a click and it'll take you right there. With that, you have a great weekend. Thank you for joining in on that sale for many of you. And that gentleman, I'll reach out to you. I'll have to do it through Facebook, or you can write me to go to my website and just write our staff. They'll get hold of me for you, and I want to give you something. I'm Ira. Take care.